Good morning, Shefa, Brucha Vatzlucha to everybody. Okay, we are in parashat Vaetchanan. Vaetchanan el Hashem ba'et hayom. I now want to speak about the rules of a proper tefillah. How do we pray to God in the best way? And Or HaChaim HaKadosh explains to us, and we'll add a few other things. First of all, Vaetchanan el Hashem ba'et hayom. That's the basic of the way to pray to God. Says Or HaChaim HaKadosh, we have here 4 rules. The first one, Vaetchanan. Vaetchanan, when I pray to God, I plead to God, I come like a ke'ani b'petach, like a poor guy who's got nothing. I've got no rights. Everything is the chesed of the Kadosh Baruch Hu. That's the way I should pray, like Vaetchanan, not arrogant. Oh, you have to give me. But like sometimes my son used to tell me, you brought me to this world, you have to give me everything. That's not the way. When we pray to God, we says, please God, we know that we deserve nothing and everything is from your chesed. Please give us. We're standing here in front of you like we've got nothing. Everything is from you. That's the first rule. The second one, El Hashem. Vaetchanan El Hashem. We pray only to God, to nobody else. And this is something crucial. You don't go to a tzaddik and you pray to a tzaddik. It can be the greatest tzaddik in the world. You don't pray to him. By the way, people sometimes go to graves of tzaddikim. It's a very good thing, but don't make any mistake. When you go to Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, you don't pray to Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Chas v'shulam. This is idol worshiper. You pray to God, but you wanted the place where this holy tzaddik was buried, the rights that he's got are going to stand for you. But you pray to God. We don't need a middleman. We have to understand it. It's like this story about this guy who had a problem, and he approached a guy that is really ish chesed amiti. He's somebody, let's say, in politics, and he helped a lot of people. The problem was he was very busy, and it's very hard to make an appointment with him. So he tried to make an appointment with him, and he told him, his secretary told him, I'm sorry, you can have a meeting in 2 months, but 2 months is too late. But what can you do? He says, okay. But a week later, the secretary phones him and tells him, you know what? It's got now, in an hour, if you get it in an hour, it's got a free time because somebody cancelled and you can come. He ran quickly, took a taxi, I pay you double, bring me to the place. It brings, and he runs on those steps, and he knocks at the door. Before he even knocks, the door is open, and the secretary is standing there telling him, I'm sorry, you know, something happened. He had to go to Jerusalem right 2 minutes ago. He doesn't know what to do. He's going down, upset, sitting on a bench outside, taking an apple that he took with him quickly, and pray and bless Baruch Ata Hashem Elokeinu Melech Haolam Borei Pri Ha'etz. Somebody says, what? Baruch Ata? I'm blessing you. You Ata is here. You are here. God, you are here with me. And that's what. And I need somebody else. He stands up, goes on the corner, and he prays to God. My God, you have to help me by tzuras. And Baruch Hashem, he now feels good. I talked with God. He goes home. 2 days later, the problem was solved. A week later, the secretary again phones him and says, Teresa free. Don't worry, I don't need nobody. I talked with God directly. And that's exactly the point. Vaetchanan el Hashem. We speak to God. We have a direct connection to God. We don't need anybody else. And now, this is the second thing. And ba'etai, at the right time. You know how there are times, for example, there are better time and worse time. In Kabbalah, you have the times of the night and the connection between the night and the morning. I'm not going to go into it. But the simple thing, for example, is we have Kriyat Shema. We have to say it in the time. Because when we say in the time, it goes up. Wow! And the same way is our daily prayers. We have Shachrit, Mincha, and Mariv. And this got the time. When Shachrit's time, Mincha's got the time, Mariv's got the time. And you should pray in the right time, because then you elevate yourself at a higher level. And then, le'emor. What is le'emor? Say exactly what you want. What does it mean? Don't be fake, like, I need this. For example, Or Chaim Gadol brings this famous story where a guy was walking in the desert And he got very tired. So he prays to God, God, please send me a donkey. 2 minutes later, he got a donkey, but instead of he riding on the donkey was riding on him. What do I mean? The same time, those Bedouin had a female donkey, how do you say, mare, I don't know how you call it, and it gave birth to a baby donkey. The baby donkey cannot walk yet, but is stumbling, and he doesn't know what to do. He wants to get her home. And suddenly, you see this guy walking in the desert. He said, come here. And he puts the little donkey on his shoulder. So he got the donkey, like he asked God. But instead of he riding the donkey was on him. And this is why you should ask things in a proper way, and then always add letova, for good. Whatever asks is going to be for the best. And this is also something very important. We see people that won the lottery, and few years later we meet them, and disaster. They lost the family, they lost the money, they lost everything. Why? They don't know what to do with the money, and they're spending it and then doing and gambling it because they think that luck is going to happen for them again. And they buy stupid things and they go around the world, and then they feel themselves at the top of the world and start fighting with the family. At the end, they finish up with a divorce, a broken family, and with nothing but debts to the bank. Yes, it happens. We all know about it. So again, when we ask something from God, say exactly what you want and always add letova. And here is another thing. Sometimes we think that prayers don't go up. Every praise goes up. Vaetchanan is 515. And it's the gematria of tefillah and shiur. And this says, God to Moshe Rabbeinu, stop praying. Said, let's see if I find it. ויאמר השם אליי, רב לך, אל תוסף דבר אליי עוד בדבר הזה. Don't pray anymore, don't ask anymore, because, says the Midrash, if you ask, I'm going to give you what you asked. And then it's going to be a disaster for Am Yisrael, because I swore two things. One, you are going to die, and the other one is Am Yisrael have to go into to Eretz Yisrael. If they sin, they must die. Now, if you go into Eretz Yisrael, which I'm going to give you, and whatever Moshe Rabbeinu did was forever, and then you will have a problem. And that's why we say there is Mizmor la'asaf ba'u goyim benachlatecha. Mizmor, sing to Asaf that the goyim came and destroyed the temple. But it says Mizmor la'asaf is why? Because God, instead of destroying Am Yisrael, he destroyed the temple. And this could happen only if Moshe Rabbeinu doesn't go into Eretz Yisrael. So Moshe Rabbeinu tell God, no. He says, if you want me, I'm going to give you your wish, but it means that Am Yisrael are going to be destroyed. He says, don't touch even a hair, one hair of Am Yisrael. I'm staying here. This is Moshe Rabbeinu. And this is the power of tefillah. To understand this unbelievable power. And then when we talk about the power of tefillah, we have to remember also something very important. When we are asking, what do we ask for? What do we ask for? And this is Rav Sina brings a story from the Rabash, the son of the Mechaber, the Perush of the Sulam, of the Zohar. And he brings a story about a guy that he lost everything, and he came to shul, to the synagogue, and he asked the Gabbai to speak with the people. He needs money because he is desperate. And he stands up, says, he stands up and he tells the congregation, see, I lost everything. I've got 10 kids. One died already because I didn't have anything to give him to eat. And I have 3 kids in hospital with a situation of what we call starvation. I don't know how you call it, in tatzuna. They've got, because I couldn't give them food, I haven't got food at home, and I owe money to the bank and to the makolet and to everybody. And if I want to get out and save my family and save my life, I need $10,000. 10 minutes, he had $10,000. And the Gabbai told him, don't worry, anything you want, any problem, you come back and we'll give you whatever, we support you, don't worry. The next week, a guy comes to the Gabbai, I want also to talk with the congregation. So it's okay, talk. He stands up and says, dear congregation, I'm standing here, I'm asking you, I've been in a party with my wife, and she saw a necklace on one of the women that cost around $8,000. And she doesn't let me go. She wants me to buy her a necklace that is worth at least $10,000. So I'm asking you, please give me $10,000 so I can buy my wife this necklace, so she will not be disappointed, and she'll be proud. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, nobody gives nothing. He comes to the guy, what's this? Last week, this guy got up, in 10 minutes he had $10,000. And here, nothing. He says, are you stupid or something? What did you ask for? What do you think? He was asking for his life, from desperation. He needed it to survive. You asking for motarot, for things that you don't need, for accessories? Well, what do you think? That's exactly the point. When we pray to God, what do we ask? Do we ask for money, for house, for vacation, or do we ask to connect to God? And by the way, there is no problem. We can ask whatever we want, but as a tool, not as a task, not as the target. The target is not a house and a wife and a man and money and vacation and clothes and all the other joys of the materialistic life. No, that's not the target. The target is the Bek B'Hashem, to connect ourselves, to stick to God. And we can ask whatever we want, but as a tool to help us get closer to God. So yes, as the Chazal said, Isha na'a, dira na'a, v'kelim na'im, a nice wife and a woman, a nice cutlery and a nice home. Marchivim dato shel adam, they broaden your mind and you can sit and learn. That's what it is. Not the money or the car or the holiday, but tools to do your mission, to get to the target, which is the Bek B'Hashem, to stick to God. That's the idea. By the way, to stick to God is ve'ahavta l'racha kamocha. The temple was destroyed because of sinat chinam, and we have to build it with ahavat chinam. We're looking around, there's so much hatred going around, so we have to spread love. That's the basic, and this is what we should pray for. Then there is another interesting point about talking of the proper way to daven, and this we are learning in the Gemara in Barachot, I think Daf Vav, and we're talking here about, 1 minute, I want to find it and I'll read it to you. Strat Hashem. Okay. Where is it? אמר רב חלבו, הרב אבונה, כל הקובע מקום לתפילתו, אלוקי אברהם בעזרו. When somebody puts himself in a place where he sits always, a permanent place. So in other words, in shul, in the synagogue, you should find a place, and this is your place. This is where you sit. Because if you do this, the holiness of your prayers gets into the place. You have this spirit there. And also when you have a proper place, permanent place, it gives you a good feeling. This is my place, and here I pray to God. And it's psychology, it's working unbelievable. I always remember a few years ago, I came to an exhibition. We went to an exhibition in Cologne in Germany, and I came to the synagogue in the morning, and I sat in a place, and there were a lot of places, and suddenly this old man comes to me and says, "You're sitting on my place, please get up." I got insulted. There's so many empty places in the synagogue, and it comes to me. So what happens? A guest from Israel is sitting on your place. So what? Sit nearby. What's the problem? Of course, I got up and found a place because no problem. The shul was half empty. More than half empty. And, when I came back to Eretz Israel, and I came in the next morning to pray to Shachris, and somebody sitting on my place, and suddenly I felt this feeling wow, why is this in my place? Oh, it's no good. I don't feel so good to pray in a different place. Of course, I didn't get him up. I didn't do what the other guy did to me, but I understood, especially when you're an old man. You're used to the place. When you sit in a different place, you cannot pray properly. It doesn't work properly. And now I understood the meaning of it. So sometimes God shows us what we should do and how to behave. Of course, again, it's very important. By the way, also when you pray at home or you learn at home, it's good to have your corner where you sit and learn and pray, because it gives you powers. That's what the Gemara is telling us. Kol hakovea makom letfilato. That's unbelief. And it's not a lot of things in it. So when we talk about it, so Vaetchanan el Hashem ba'et ha'il le'emor. Vaetchanan, pleading to God. We don't arrogant, become as a poor guy, asking God for favor, not somebody that he owes us. And that's the first thing. The second thing, El Hashem. We pray only to God, to nobody else. And ba'et ha'il, find the right place, find the story, find the right time, the best time to pray. If it's Shachrit, Mincha, and Mariv, and other things. And le'emor, say exactly what you want, and always het letovah. So whatever you ask is going to be for your good, because we don't know what's good and what's bad, because sometimes we ask for things that are not good for us. And then we see, oh, what happened? Why didn't we didn't get what we wanted? Because it's not good for you. Don't worry. Every prayer that you pray in a proper way is going up. And as we said, make sure that you have a place that you sit always in the same place. And this together will elevate our praise up to heaven. B'ezrat Hashem. Yom Tov U'Mvorach. All the best.